Hey, how's it going, everybody? I want to do another video for Gemstone Legends where I show off some of my favorite heroes and why. I'm going to be covering some easily attainable heroes that I really like, all the way up to some legendaries that I think are my favorites, and some in between with a few honorable mentions. I'm going to make every effort to make this video as concise as possible, because once I get started talking, it's hard for me to not just say all the things that I think are valuable as I'm having a discussion about something, but I'll try to keep this more succinct. We'll cover these heroes, and hopefully if you have these or you're trying to decide who to ascend, I have a video for that also in the description of this, which tells you kind of who to ascend when, gives you a little bit of a game plan for who to focus on. And that will help you with a little bit of this as well. So these two videos together should answer all your questions on which heroes should I ascend and which heroes should I prioritize first. So without further ado, let's get into the first hero. If you haven't checked out Gemstone Legends yet, today is the day. They've got a great starter bonus for you that they're offering, in addition to some new beginner events that you're eligible for right when you start in the game. So that's free heroes, free equipment, and yeah, just a great way to start and kind of get into the game, because they're just giving you stuff. Additionally, just between you and me, there's going to be a contest on the channel soon where you can win some significant cash prizes in a guild-related contest that we're going to have. So I'll be creating some guilds soon that you can then get matched into, and then you guys will be competing with one another to win as much as... Well, I'll have about, well, we'll keep that a secret for now, but there will be some pretty big cash prizes for the winners and some random drawings as well. So you're only eligible for that if you're already playing the game or if you sign up. So there is a promo code in the description of this video, in addition to one that you will see on the screen. Make sure to download the game from the link in the description. Install it, play through the tutorial. That'll take you about 15 minutes. After finishing the tutorial and within 3 hours of downloading the game, enter the code that you see on the screen or the one that you can see in the description of this video, and that will get you all your free starter resources, in addition to eligibility for the contest. Okay, so ultimately these are going to be in no particular order, but I think I want to start with what I would probably consider to be my favorite hero. Definitely top 10 for this list, in my opinion, but what's particularly great about him is the amount of tile damage that he does. His whole special is based around making the gems that you're attacking with hit that much harder, and I'll put a little clip in here of him dealing damage, but he gains Color Master, which means he can match gems one extra time. He's got a 1/3 chance to deal increased critical, increased attack, and then, Color Master means that he always has the color advantage regardless of what tiles or gems he's matching and what color hero he's hitting. Board King means you get to match an extra time, but those last for 6 turns, which is awesome, and he just hits super hard. He's also got the benefit of baseline. He can match gemstones 4 times, so that means at most I think he can match 5 times, and then his attack is increased by 100 for every 10 speed. So if you boost his speed, you're also boosting his attack tenfold, and then he's immune to decreased attack, decreased critical, and color blindness, which is the opposite of what was it called, Color Master. Yeah. So he just hits super hard, is really fun to use, and is one of my top damage dealers anywhere in the game. So next on the list, I want to choose someone who is more easily attainable, but still very impactful on the game. And so we have Ultan here, who can be gotten from just farming. See if I can remember which stage it is. I think it is here. Lorite Halls, he is a random drop. But he is a hero that you'll see on a lot of top teams in the arena. He's got a lot going on, and with the new skill leveling system, you can max his defense down to a full 3 turns by only feeding duplicate rare heroes, which is pretty amazing. He hits hard, gives defense down, has good accuracy, especially if you boost his HP, which makes him hit even harder. and he's just an all-around great hero to have, especially as part of a blue stack. So yeah, Ultan can be had pretty easily. I recommend prioritizing him early on, and he can be an important hero for quite a while as well. He's ultimately going to be a hero that you want to use on your Phoenix Rift team for level 20, which I talk more about in the leveling and ascensions video I mentioned earlier. But he's easy to get. Make sure you get him, and he can be used for farming. He can be used for farming for XP, for farming the Rift in the arenas. And I bet if we look in the arena right now, we'll find some top 10 teams using him. So there's one right there. There's generally a few floating around. Here's another. And these are on, the strongest teams in the game, and they're still using Ultan. So overall, a great hero to have and totally worth leveling up. I'll take mine to 6 stars eventually after I finish my team for farming the Goliath Rift. Again, if you haven't watched that leveling and ascensions video, go check it out. Okay, so the next hero is one that I also talk about in that video I've been mentioning, and that is Premislav. He is my key XP farming hero and the first hero that I ascended to 6 stars, and he can just take out entire waves when you're farming XP by himself. So his main attack is dealing damage to all enemies based on his attack stat, and then inflicting Mana Choke, which I feel like doesn't really matter that much. The most important thing is recovers HP when he kills an enemy, so that keeps him alive easier without needing a healer. And then 20% chance to use his special ability whenever taking damage, and that can get as high as 30%. So when you're fighting against those waves, even the one I farm which is Fawnleaf, what's it called? Fawnleaf Woods on Hell mode right here. A couple of the enemies in the first wave can put decreased speed on you and decreased attack, and that stuff doesn't really matter because 20% of the time, just him taking damage, even if it's going to be a while before it's his turn, he's hitting everyone. So it's a very reliable way to get through all those waves and to farm XP, and for that reason, he is on my top 10 list. Just go with a heavy attack build. He also has the attack leader skill, which gives him an extra 15% attack in that farming situation. In this game, cleansing and dispelling does not happen as easily as it does in Empires and Puzzles. One of the best healers, Guinevere, even still only removes a single negative status per ally. And in this game, statuses can stack. You can have up to 10 even of the same status on you at the same time, so you can have burn damage times 10. So cleansing is particularly weak, so the better strategy is what they call immunity, and that brings us to our next hero, Tessix. So he is a healer, restores 10%, which can be boosted up to 13% with the skill leveling system or the learning system, whatever you want to call it. But his key is grants immunity to all allies for 3 turns. So if you can get this status, this positive status, active before there would be any negative statuses coming at you, then you're immune to all of that. So while the cleansing aspect or the removing of status ailments is a bit weaker in this game than Empires and Puzzles, immunity is then that much stronger, and so he is an absolutely key hero. There are others that do similar things, so I'll just mention that. While we're on the subject, one of those is Richard, who also grants immunity to all allies for 3 turns and heals even more. Tessix does have that Reflect, which does send a little bit of damage back to the attackers, but an incredible healer and really important for some status-heavy levels like the Phoenix Rift. Defense down is really strong in this game. I think it's minus 65% is what the standard number is for anyone who decreases defense, and so that makes it an incredible skill in the game. So Zoe, who is our next one on the list, is a new hero that was recently released, and she is giving defense down to all enemies for 3 turns and then dealing damage based on her defensive stat. So She is a 4-star or epic hero who starts at 4 stars, who I've since ascended to 6 stars. Again, I'm going to mention that priorities video that I have made, so watch that if you haven't. I talk about what to focus on, and for me it's focusing on green right now so I can reliably farm stage 20 of the Goliath Rift, which is a blue boss, and so she's going to be an integral part of that team, giving defense down to make all of my other heroes stronger. She's a defense leader everywhere, so if you want to use her, she can boost her own attack damage by boosting her defense, since it is her defense stat that is referenced for the damage calculation for her. Additionally, her passive ability grants increased speed to all allies at the start of each wave for 3 turns. And then accuracy is increased by 10 for every alive green hero in the team. So the speed boost is really nice. If you're in an arena battle, that just means it's going to happen once at the very beginning, but that can give you a nice head start. If you're farming the Rift or other map stages, then it's going to happen at the beginning of each wave, when you get to wave 2, wave 3, etc. But a great new hero in the game, a strong addition to the green color, and a really great one to have. In typical Spock fashion, this video turned out to be like 30 minutes by the time that I was done. So to spare your attention span and just to not throw too much information at you, I'm going to split up the next set of heroes, including 3 honorable mentions, into a part 2, which I'll be posting next week. So that should make the information a little bit more digestible. You don't have to, pretend you're in a lecture hall with your notebook and take in all this information. We'll keep things a little bit more bite-sized, and I think that is in the nature of what I'm trying to do, which is to make this as easy as possible to learn this game. So we'll keep things simpler. So thanks for watching this video. Let me know if you have any other thoughts about heroes that you'd like to see in this list, who may be in the next part anyways. But I want to hear from you guys. And if you have any of these heroes that I have now, definitely check them out. And lastly, click that download link in the description of this video. Check out Gemstone Legends. Enter that promo code that you see on the screen now and that you saw earlier, and that is in the description of the video. Join in the contest, win some money, check it out, having a lot of fun with the game, and I think you will as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.